Hi guys, Debbie here. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back. So today is going to be a Throwback Thursday, bringing that back this week. Missed last week's unfortunately, but I'm back again this week with it. And today's palette is the Blushing Berries from Dose of Colours. I love these little £5 palettes from Dose of Colours. I've got most of them, but this one is my favourite. I just love the beautiful shades inside there, the sort of cranberry tones, and it's going to be a heat wave in the UK this weekend, which I'm kind of sad about because I'm waiting for autumn and winter now. I love those sort of times of year, so thought I'll bust out a cranberry kind of palette and do a completely non-seasonal look in August. Do something red and maybe a winged out shape as well, because I've not done that in quite some time. So I'm excited to do it because I've been playing with a lot of greens, a lot of pastels, all different kind of light and airy sort of shades, and I just want to bring it back to something that's a bit more dramatic and, as I say, berry toned as well. So I've already got some tape cut to size. This is going to be, as I say, a winged out look, and I'm going to use tape to help me achieve it. So without further ado, I'll scoot you in and I'll get started on the eye look for you. Now, if any of you have used this palette, you know it is ultra pigmented and quite kick uppy. You'll get quite a lot of powder kick up in the pan. So I'm going to go in very gently with this, and I've got a natural hairbrush to start off my crease. Oh, and I forgot to put the tape on. So the tape's going on. It will help to catch some of the fallout as well, which is always a good thing. To start the look off, I'm going in with the very lightest shade there. And I'm taking that on there. Outer 2/3 of my crease and out to my brow bone, almost like a angle shape, I suppose. Like a triangle from there to out. Just going to be one of those looks where you layer all the colours over one another to really get the intensity. The mattes in this palette are really, really good. They're some of my favourites. So have you guys got these palettes? I've got the Marvellous Mauves, Sassy Siennas. I've got the Snow Angels that came out at Christmas, which I think is my favourite. I was going to use that one and then I thought, well, not many of you probably have it because it was limited edition. But that one's got blues and pinks in and it's really, really pretty. Don't have the baked browns or the Pretty Cool because I thought I didn't need any more cool tones, like, or well, not cool tones but neutral tones. The Pretty Cool probably would have appealed to it. There wasn't that much depth in the palette. There was a lot of similar tones, I thought, in that one. The Blushing Berries is my favourite, as I say. It's just my kind of vibe. I love these sort of tones. I'm going to stick with the same brush so we keep everything nice and cohesive, and I'm going to go in with the next shade. This is going to be super easy. I'm going to take that a bit lower than I've taken the first shade, so starting about there. And with that one I am going to bring it in a little bit nearer to my nose, but not all the way in. Having owned these brushes, which are the first Jeffree Star set since they came out, whenever that was, and barely used them. I'm getting quite obsessed with using them now. They blend colours really nicely. For a blended matte look they work really, really well. I've also bought the new set, and if you guys would be interested, I haven't used them yet, but if you guys would be interested to see me use them, give you a bit of a review on them, then let me know. I don't know how interested you guys are in brushes, or whether you just like to see looks being created. Still trying to figure out what my channel is and what you guys want to see. I mean, I love doing tutorials. They don't always get the most views though, so help me out guys. What would you like to see me do, and I'll do more of that. Well, I will still do the tutorials because I love them. Now I'm swapping brush to the E25 from Sigma and going in with the next shade along, and that one's going lower than that. So tucking right into my crease area and into my outer V. I think this is one of the reasons why I love these palettes, is that you don't have to think too much. You've got 5 shades that all go really lovely together. They make fabulous travel palettes because you've got a whole look pretty much there in front of you. The quality is awesome. But you don't have any shimmers, of course, they're all matte, but I hope that's okay. Right, so I've built up quite a bit of cranberry now into that crease area. Now I'm going to pack the next shade, so this one, onto my lid space. I've swap brush again, this one's the exact blend. I'm going to use packing motions to pack that on. It's got a very aubergine-y kind of tone to this one. I'm going to dip back into that middle shade just to blend on the edges of that one that I've laid down. Pretty much going for a smoky eye but with a winged out shape really. Now, brush with no additional product, I'm just going to blend on this inner edge because I don't want too harsh a line there. So circular blending motions. Now I've got a smoky smudger brush for the next job because I'm going to get some intensity with that black shade, so with the last shade in the palette there. I'm just going to pack that in my outer V and a little bit into my crease, but mainly in my outer V. And this is where the tape comes in handy because it stops you going too far down. I think blacks can be tricky, but they add so much to a look. And the original Jeffree Star brush with whatever product is left on it, which it had that shade that's in my outer corner on it, and I just want to use that to blend that black. I've got the tape on, we may as well take advantage of it. So going in with the NYX Epic Ink liner, I'm going to create my wing using the tape as a guide. Of course the wing looks messy at the moment, but I've got a nice sharp wing. We've also got half of my foundation removed, but we'll sort that out in a minute. I can never do my eyes first. I know people do that, but I'm just going to hop off camera, fix my foundation, and then I'll finish up the eye look back on camera with you. Okay, foundation fixed, and I've also put the Urban Decay 24 liner pencil in Heartless into my waterline because that's not very interesting to see me do, and it's difficult to show on camera anyway, so I thought I'd do that whilst I was off camera. And then using the little brush that came with the palette, these are awesome little brushes actually, I'm just going to do my lower lash line. And the great thing about these brushes, if you've not got this palette, I feel like I'm selling it to you, but honestly it's so good because you've got a really tiny side and then you've got a bit more of a fluffy side, but it's still very precise. So I'm going to start with the fluffy side and going to use that shade, I think, and I'm not going to go too crazy on the lower lash line. I'm only going to use a couple of colours. I'm just going to use that one just to lightly buff underneath, and I want to keep this pretty close to my lower lash line. I don't want to blow it out too crazy. Brushes do get right in there and they're easy to not get too out of control, but it's fluffy enough to blend the product as well. Then just more towards the outer corner of the lower lash, I'm going to use the more cranberry tone, same brush. And then just for a little bit more intensity, going with black but switch to the pointy side, the more pencil kind of side. And this is such a precise little brush, but it's great because I want to join up that wing in the outer corner, but without it sort of going too far everywhere and spreading out. So cleaned off the tip of that brush, and I'm just going to use that shade just towards the inner part of my lower lash. Okay, just a couple of coats of mascara just to finish our look. And then for lips today, I'm going with this one, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills Currant. Okay, so here's the finished look. Hope you enjoyed seeing me create it as a Throwback Thursday. I don't do all matte looks all that often, and I think it's unusual, or I don't see many people creating it from the sort of lightest to darkest. I think most people go in with the darkest shades on the lid and then blend it upwards, but I find I get very harsh lines then, and I find it quite difficult to get the blend right. So I think this is one occasion where building your foundations in the crease first definitely helps. And for anyone that struggles to do wing liner, and I know for some of you, you've commented in my comments that you do find that a struggle, this is one of the things that I used to do when I was learning how to do it. So to use the tape as your guide, because then you can be as messy as you want underneath. You can just literally paint it on, take off the tape. Ideally, I think you would do your eyes first. I just don't like to do that. It just throws me off. I just can't see the finished look unless I've got my face done. But it's pretty easy just to touch up your makeup afterwards. It only took me a couple of seconds just to blend out a bit of foundation and put a bit of highlight back on. So, but it definitely gives you that crisp line underneath, which means you've only got to work on the top line, and definitely makes it easier in my view when you learn how to do it. I could do it freehand now, but I couldn't when I first started seriously getting into makeup probably about 18 months ago. I couldn't do a wing at all. So it is just practice. So anyone that's struggling with that, that's my best tip. Use tape until you've got the top part down and you know how to shape that, and then it's a very steady hand without the tape on. Flick the line out, but with a very, very light hand to give you the shape, and then go over it. But you definitely don't need too much pressure, and you need the type of liner that's got a brush tip. I find is easier than a felt tip, and to use light pressure. Don't try to go in with too much product and too much pressure too soon. That's probably my tips for wing liner. But really happy how this came out. I think I've got it even on both eyes, which I don't do very often. So yeah, and I love the lipstick with it. These Anastasia liquid lips are still available, I believe, in a set of 6 they did for £34 on the Anastasia website. There's some funky colours in there. There's There's that one as well, which is Requiem, but most of them are either reds or neutrals, or like there's Toast in there, which is like a brownish shade. But totally recommend those if you like the more deeper colours of lipstick that I favour. And as I say, totally recommend these palettes. The Blushing Berries, as I say, is my favourite, but I've got the Sussy Siennas, the Marvellous Mauves and the Snow Angels. If you'd like to see me create looks with those, then please let me know down in the comments and I can pull those into my rotation, because I do enjoy those palettes very much. So hope you enjoyed watching today, and if you're new to my channel, I hope you might consider subscribing before you go. I do a Throwback Thursday most Thursdays where I use older palettes. The Blushing Berries from Dose Colours is still available, but sometimes I'll use palettes that are long gone or were limited editions, because it's not so much about the product, it's more about the process in these ones. But as I say, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like for me and comment down below your thoughts on the series. Are you enjoying Throwback Thursdays? Did you like the look? But that about wraps it up for today, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye!